Are you ready to vibe? You're listening to Creepy Vibes Only.
Oh, for God's sake, I hope this is working.
That was funny.
What a journey. We have tried like 8 different times. We have prayed. We've cried.
You would
It's been a
think,
journey.
you'd think by now we knew what we were doing.
Yeah, it's been almost a year. Is this like yeah, like it's almost like our season 2.
I'm kinda.
New year.
New year, new us.
Wow, season 2, I guess.
Same bullshit.
Yeah. New year, same us, same bullshit.
Exactly.
God. I fully am like on board with the whole like 2022 like -2.
Yeah.
Like I have no hopes. Just
It's
more
been,
nonsense.
I feel like it's gonna be a good year.
I'm glad you think so.
I mean, like, business-wise, it's been great.
Totally.
So.
Yeah. Simple, stunning events for all your coordination and rental needs.
Yeah, now we're doing planning too.
Yeah, if you guys are having a wedding and you need someone, Steph's your girl.
I got you.
Steph's got you back.
Also, our for like our podcast, I don't know what is happening, but we now have, I think, 11 Twitter followers, and we were stuck at 5 for the longest time. And today they found us today.
Like, hey guys. Yeah, Twitter is really our like saddest.
I don't know how to Twitter, and I'm the one running it, so that's not.
I mostly just retweet things on my own personal, so I don't know either. Twitter gurus, send help.
Yeah, or if you just want to like watch us struggle.
Yeah, that's also fun.
Could be entertaining, but you could join the 11 people that are following us on Twitter.
Yeah, we're double
actually
digits.
9 because we both follow.
Okay, let's not take away from it, Steph. Let's just spin it as positively as possible.
Well, another positive thing. There we go. We got this. We are now at 803 plays.
Yeah, on Anchor, which also we know underreports. So
yeah, are hard to understand, but
exciting times.
So see, it's going great.
I know. Thanks, guys. All thanks to you, dear listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, Lewis, lie down. Chill out. Lewis is like literally in my lap. I'm sitting on my bed.
Oh.
We're cozy. Oh, good for me, Loesch.
Yeah, you will hear him screaming at people because there's kids playing outside in front of our house. How dare they? And it's pissing him off.
Poor me, Loesch. He deserves so much better.
I know. So he will scream at us at one point.
It wouldn't be an episode of CVO without a dog screaming.
No, it's our trademark.
Let's be real. Or snoring, or yodeling, or whatever else they do.
Yeah. But,
oh God.
So we survived.
Yeah. Barely.
We are sorry that we've abandoned you guys.
Stuff before Christmas. Like, very ill.
Yeah. So I obviously got COVID, and it really hit me.
Yeah.
It took me, I was sick for like the 11 days, and I think this week is the first week where I like can stay up for more than 8 hours. I can taste things now.
Oh, not just like really strong things?
No, now I can taste like sugary shit. So I'm
That's
back.
exciting.
Yeah, I've been binging chocolate.
Just like, fuck yeah.
So I still like my taste is not fantastic. Well, not my taste, my smell, which is weird because usually they're connected. But
yeah,
I can I threw out so many bath bombs because I thought they were stale. And I didn't realize that it was
Steph.
COVID.
Oh my god, that sucks. Oh
So
my
I
god,
need
I'm
to
so
go,
bummed.
I know. And I like smell, like never like click. I was like smelling one, I'm like, oh, this one's stale, threw it out. Oh, this one's stale, threw it out. And I think I put like 4 in one bath just to like use them up.
JK Rona. Your mom and dad must have been like, why does Steph smell like the entire Lush store?
Well, we didn't see each other. She like my mom would take a stool and like talk to me on the like other side of the hallway, or she'd sit in stairs to talk to me.
Oh, Sil,
Oh.
what a queen.
She was the best. She brought me my food. Um, I would have not survived without Sills. And when she would bring me my
Motherly.
food, she would always give me a little bun and then a pudding cup. So I felt like I was in the hospital.
Oh, Nurse Sil.
Yeah.
Oh, what a queen. I love that. That makes me so
But
happy.
yeah, so we survived. We're back. We found our cursed episode as well.
Yeah, I
That was
actually
a
quite liked it.
journey.
I hope you guys did too.
Yes, it was good. It was worth the
Krampus,
wait.
yeah, Krampus just had a lot in store for us.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He was like, you want to talk about me? You must wait for me. You must work for it.
uh, but we're back. Hopefully, this will be our year.
Yeah,
It's
I
going
hope
to be our
so.
year. I'm claiming
I
it.
think so. Yeah. Manifest. I like came across this thing on TikTok because I even though I'm like a mid-millennial, I'm on the TikTok.
Mhm.
Apparently if you want to manifest, which I do and don't believe in, you have to act as though you already have it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that.
No?
No, I don't know.
Hmm.
You know me.
Because that's how you claim it. If you doubt it, it's not coming to you.
Oh, well, there
Yeah.
you go. If you believe, you can achieve. Anyways, I have a very different kind of setup for you today, Steph.
I'm excited. I forgot to look out for creepy facts.
I was actually just about to ask, do you have a fact for me?
I can like try to Google one right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
would really appreciate that.
I have one. This is from BuzzFeed.
Oh,
Your body will most likely make a loud groaning noise after you've already died.
I did know that.
It's gross.
Yeah. It reminds me of agonal breathing.
Ah.
So, creepy fact for you guys from a first aid perspective.
Mhm.
Sometimes people who are dying and actively dying, who sometimes can and can't be brought back, but that's neither here nor there, will do something called
Mhm.
agonal breathing. And it makes it look like they're breathing, and you'll see like their mouth will move and they'll have spasms, but that's it actually means that they're like closer to death.
Gross.
If you are someone who likes this kind of stuff or finds it interesting, I guess is a better way to describe it, you go on YouTube and search Taka Bondi Rescue, and it
Mhm.
actually shows a like phenomenal. It's a phenomenal example of CPR, even though it's not technique that we still use. It's not contemporary, but it does show you a patient who displays agonal breathing, who does survive,
Okay, fun.
and he's in pretty good shape. Yeah,
Goodness. Is that
and
the like
that's my first.
the lifeguarding Australian show?
Yes, it is my fave.
I keep seeing just like snippets of it on Facebook and I don't know where to actually watch it because it looks very interesting.
It's
But
super fascinating. It's Bondi Beach is one of the most challenging beaches in the world to lifeguard. For those of you who
yeah.
don't know, lifeguarding is a huge component of my life.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest beaches to lifeguard in the world, and it's some of the best trained rescue specialists in the world. It's very cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Very fun. Look at us. Educational.
it's called
Factual and
being,
educational.
yeah, diversifying our interests.
So
Are
I'm
you
on a list of like facts about death, and there's one that's very disgusting, but it will be for the next episode.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's gross.
Steph, are you going first today or am I going first?
Might as well go.
Okay.
Excited.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Okay. So, this is kind of a two-parter. So, in
Oh, fun.
today's episode, I'm going to talk to you just very in broad strokes about my favorite video games that I have played that one could consider creepy.
Okay.
And as I go through the list, you are going to, I guess, just pick one,
Okay.
and you are going to choose which one I will go into greater detail on in the next
Fun.
episode.
Oh,
And that'll be one that I will force you to play with me.
okay.
And you can pick whichever you want. They aren't all jump scare scary. Some of them are more like the context is creepy, or there's like an
Okay.
underlying dread. It's not all jump scares. Like I tried to choose like a pretty like I tried to have
Okay.
some variety in this. Okay.
I'm also, for the listeners, I'm fantastic at video games.
Steph is good at Animal Crossing. How many months did it take you to figure out the basic mechanics of Breath of the Wild?
Uh, when I first, so Emma got me, she got me into like Nintendo Switch, and she bought me the Zelda game. And when I first started playing, I didn't know how to fight back, so I would just run away from the monsters. And I would die all the time because I wouldn't run fast enough. um, so it took me a while.
But you're doing your
St
best.
Yeah, I try.
I just needed you to have it in a library. It's like, by some people, myself included, considered one of the greatest video games of all time.
It's a lot of fun, it's just very hard.
Yes, and that's okay. It's hard for a lot of folks. Okay, so let's get into it.
Okay.
So I've got a list of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like one group I'll kind of consider like one item, but I digress.
Okay.
So the first one I actually spoke about in our very first episode, as it has Wendigos in it. And apparently I didn't
Okay.
realize you shouldn't say their names because it attracts them.
Oh, great. Here we are
Here we
again.
are. Yeah. I learned that from an Indigenous content creator.
Okay.
Anyways, so it's called Until Dawn.
Mhm.
And this one I played I don't know how many times. I would literally like park myself on Tim's couch with Keitha, and we would play it, and Keitha would scream because she is like you and doesn't love being terrified. Tim and I both have no soul, so we thought it was great.
Okay.
So the premise of Until Dawn is, and it's there's gonna be spoilers in this episode, guys. So spoilers.
Sorry, not sorry.
Basic, yeah, we're not sorry. If we were sorry, we wouldn't do it. So basically, there's two sisters and a brother, and their parents own this like dope, bougie, rich person chalet up in the mountains. I think in Washington. I
Okay.
could be wrong. Maybe Vermont, somewhere mountainous in the United States. And of course, it's Americans doing this nonsense.
Yeah.
Sorry, Americans, but you guys are always doing nonsense. And they're with their like group of friends, and it's made evident that like one of the sisters is kind of into one of the guys who has like big fuckboy energy.
Okay.
Like he sucks. He's total fuckboy. And he's, I think, dating one of the other girls. But yeah, one of the sisters is
Love
into her.
triangle.
Well, because he's a huge fuckboy and an asshole, he and the other group of friends decide to play a prank on this girl and make her think that he's into her.
Oh no.
And he like gets her to go up into his room and like basically hit on him, and someone's recording. And they all like start laughing and jump out, and it's nighttime. She is like super upset, understandably, and she like runs out into the night.
Okay.
So her sister is like, what the fuck happened? And the main, I guess, protagonist, who is played by Hayden Panettiere.
Okay.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
So like the sister goes chasing her other sister into the woods, and they end up falling off a cliff.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's very sad. They do actually kind of fall off the cliff because they're like a figure with like a torch emerges from the woods.
Oh.
And yeah, not good. So a year later, the group of friends gets invited back by the younger brother of the two girls, who's also played by Rami Malek. Like, it is a cast in this video game, and he's like one of my favorite actors. So yeah, they go back, and basically, like, one by one, unless like you're playing quite effectively and you have really good reflexes, they get killed off by a Wendigo. Yeah, and I'm not going to give away the ending because it's really cool, but yeah. So like tons of jump scares. There's like an abandoned asylum. There's like some indigenous lore, like, and it's spooky.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one to consider.
Okay. Next, please.
So the next is the legendary Silent Hill. So I don't actually.
No.
Okay. So broad strokes, I'm not going to give as much detail for this one because there's so much that goes on with it. Silent Hill, as you guys probably know, if you like video games like I do, has like a massive series. My favorite that I played was Homecoming. I don't think that that's like a general choice. I don't even know that that's that good compared to the others, but in Homecoming, it's literally what it sounds like. You go back to your own town, there's like this weird fog that's in, everyone's missing, there's monsters, you go into asylums, things try to kill you. It's great.
Okay.
There was a movie spin-off of the series that's quite famous too. And basically this mother and father, their daughter is adopted, and she's from this town called Silent Hill. And Silent Hill was abandoned because of a fire in the mines.
Okay.
So one day their daughter goes missing.
Oh.
I'm not going to give the full details as to how she goes missing because that's part of the story. But they go back to this town. They try to find the daughter. But when they're in the town, every once in a while, there's this like air raid siren that goes off. Like, you know, like a tornado siren kind of sound, like the like, it's really cacophonic. And suddenly there's like all this ash coming from the sky and everything kind of like. Kate, did you ever watch the Avengers stuff? Movies?
Some of them.
Did you see the one where they all turn into ash when they get like snapped?
No.
Okay, well, they turn into
there
ash.
yet.
Something kind of similar happens with like the walls and stuff, and it turns into this like grotesque place. And then there's monsters that try to kill them. It's very scary. It's not as like, it's like kind of gory and jump scary. But yeah, it's really good. The movie's really good. We should watch the movie regardless.
How about no?
Okay, on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is Dead Space, and Dead Space is a series as well, but for the purposes of this one, we're talking about the first one.
Okay.
So Dead Space, you are an engineer in outer space. Kind of obvious that it's in space, given it's called Dead Space.
Yeah.
And you get deployed to this ship that has basically gone down. They're not sure like what's gone down with it. You get there, and it's pretty evident that something catastrophic has happened.
So you go back home and stay home.
No, you can't leave.
Ugh.
And I know you're kind of trapped. So you're on the ship. Actually, it's funny. I played this game with Bober, and we were so into it. Like, it was so much fun. We played it for like years because there's like 1, 2, and 3. But anyways, so you're this engineer, and you're basically trying to restore the ship and like figure out what happened. But like somehow it seems like the crew has turned into these like horrifying aliens.
Gross.
And this is like jump scare city. It is one of the most like, jump scare filled games I've ever played. It's a great story, great graphics, super well done, super immersive. The voice acting is fun, the mechanics are smooth, but like it is spooky, scary, and as the story continues into like the later chapters, like it really becomes this like conspiracy, and like things are happening deliberately, and it's so satisfying.
I will not choose that one to play. So
okay. I feel like the next one is also a bit of a stretch. The next one is Alien Isolation.
Gross.
So, okay, great. So, based on the iconic Alien franchise, you're a crew member on a ship, and you wake up, and everyone's not everyone, but like it's like shit has gone down, and a titular alien is evidently on the ship. So you are trying to survive the xenophage, which I recall is the name of the alien type. And again, it is Jumpscare City. It is hunting you in this game. It is listening for you. It is looking for you. And if it finds you and you're not able to get off, it will kill you. And it is gory and it is scary. And like, it is one of the few ones that like I got scared playing by myself.
So we're not going to play that one.
Okay, so we're getting into actually no, I'll do one more that I don't think you'll choose, but is also iconic, and I feel like I would be remiss to not bring up. Also, can you hear Lewis streaming?
No.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm on my AirPods today. I'm not on my Blue Yeti. I guess it's not picking it up. So the next one is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Gross.
Okay, are you familiar with this at all?
Like Freddy, the like scary person.
Well, it's
from
Freddy.
Movies.
No, so it's Freddy Fazbear and his crew.
Oh, okay.
So this is a video game series, and it is like hugely popular with other content creators on like YouTube and Twitch and other streaming platforms. And I'll just talk about the first installation in the series. But you're at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, I think, in the first one.
Okay.
And you are a new security guard. And let me first say, this is like the worst setup situation, period. So Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, or whatever restaurant it is, has these animatronics. And these animatronics basically become sentient at nighttime.
Oh, I remember. Is that the game where you watched me, you like forced me to watch it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And there's like that little bunny.
Yeah, well, there's a bunny in it. There's the Freddy Fazbear, there's Chica, there's a bunch of animatronics, and they wander around the pizzeria at nighttime. And you're the security guard. And like, my God, you've not been prepared for this. The game starts off with like a recording playing to you that basically explains that they're sentient, and you can't let them see you because they'll think that you are an animatronic that is out of its shell, and they know that that'll break them out. They're going to try and stuff you inside one of the other like mobile animatronics, which will effectively kill you because you'll be getting smushed into this like electronics. So you're in your little security office and you only have so much battery, and the battery goes towards closing and opening doors, and every time, like whenever the door is closed, it drains the energy. Why in God's name you can't just like close the door like on a hinge is beyond me. Like, I don't know why that's how that, but I guess if they didn't, it wouldn't be, there would be no point for the video game. Yeah. And then there's cameras, so you can basically watch the animatronics like fucking around and wandering. And like, it's crazy because you switch from camera to camera to camera, and like sometimes you go and like it's like one of them's like staring at you and it's like, holy fuck. Or like and in the room you're sitting in, there's like the doors, and then there's lights, so you can only really see beyond the door frame if the light's on, because it's these dark hallways. So you'll turn a light on and one's like already fucking there staring at you. Yeah, jump scare city.
Yes,
super like straightforward, but like very jump scare ridden.
And from the video you made me watch, it looked fun, but I think the person playing it was getting on my nerves because they're just very loud.
Oh yeah, you don't like loud. It was one of my favorites, Markiplier, who Steph didn't like. I love Markiplier. Don't come for me, come for Steph.
It was too. I think I was close to the TV, and with my like noise sensitivity, it was just too much.
Yeah,
for me.
But that's okay. That's okay. Not for Steph. More for me.
We could mute and caption.
Yeah.
There you go. Problem solved. Yeah. But it did look fun. It looks spooky, but it looks fun.
So I think we're getting into ones that you might be more inclined to play. In fact, I already kind of know which one you would probably choose. So the first one of these ones that I think are more likely is, and I'm actually going to do them in order of like, these are my 3 favorites.
Okay.
And these ones, like this one could have some jump scares. It's less jump scary. It's more like the context is very scary.
Okay.
So before I give you the title, I'm going to paint you a bit of a picture.
Oh.
So it's, I think it's like the 40s or maybe the 30s or 20s. Anyways, early on in like quintessential Americana, and an idealist named Frank Ryan has decided that he has had enough with life as it is in the United States during this period. And he's like, I'm going to build a utopia under the sea.
Oh.
And
Atlantis.
well, in this situation, it's called Rapture.
Okay.
So it's this utopia under the sea where everyone is equal, and it's very like steampunk. It's very it's very unnerving, and they get into this enhancer, which is basically like a drug called Adam. And Adam can give you different abilities, and you yeah, like I'm sorry, I'm just like thinking about it. It's like it's such a cool game. But basically, in this game, you are on a plane, and it starts off and you're flying through the air, and your plane crashes in the ocean, and you end up at a lighthouse. And at the lighthouse, there is this thing called a bathysphere. And it's like this little sphere that is amphibian, so it can go underwater. And you get in the bathysphere, and it brings you down deeper and deeper and deeper into the ocean, and you end up at Rapture. And you play this game as this man who's basically listening to, I think it's Frank Ryan. I could be wrong. I could be using the wrong names. But you're listening to someone on a radio, and he'll give you instructions, and he's there to help you to get through to somewhere safe, because things have gone very wrong in Rapture. It is no longer a utopia. It is obviously a dystopia. And there are these little girls who kind of look possessed running around. And they have these...
Trust kids.
Don't trust kids. And they have... And then there's these things that are guarding them called Big Daddies. And they look like, you know, like those really like old school scuba diving suits that have like the little porthole on them. They look like gigantic versions of that, but they have a drill as an arm. And there's those, and there's other monsters. And the Big Daddies are protecting the little girls. And you know, like the voice in the thing will say like, will you kindly do this? And he gives you instructions, and you play through the entire city. And the underlying like classism issues and prejudices and the like fall from grace of the city is basically what you explore during it. And it's fucking fascinating. BioShock is one of the best... It's a trilogy. I don't know if there'll be a fourth one, but it's one of the best trilogies I think that exist in video games. And of course, BioShock is what I'm talking about. It's brilliant. It goes through these really cool like social tones, and it goes through like the like quantum physics. Like it's just fucking fascinating. I think
it sounds
really
interesting.
Like yeah, and it's
so
scary.
far it's my pick.
Yeah, it's scary for sure. Like, not to like, I mean, I don't get scared playing it, but like it's like it gives you this like incredible sense of dread. It's really cool. So my second favorite, and again, it's from another iconic series in video games. And before I get into it, I'll also give you a bit of a word picture. So picture this. It's the World War II. And Japan has just been bombed into submission. And in our world, one of the great inventions to come from World War II was the microchip. And that's why all of our electronics are so small and compact, and why we made such great strides with those. But maybe in another timeline, in another universe, instead of going into microprocessing and things like that, we continue to pursue atomic energy. And even our cars are powered by atomic energy. And everything, our TVs, everything came down to that. And in 2077, the world is still very almost 50s in its styling. But again, like now we have these robots called Mr. Handies that live in our houses and do our chores for us, like little butlers. And again, our cars are powered by that. But the world's supply of atomic energy has really caused some significant wars. In fact, Canada gets annexed in the Great War between China and the United States.
Oh no!
And in 2077, the bombs drop. And the entire world goes into a nuclear apocalypse.
Oh shit.
And this is the world we find ourselves in Fallout.
Oh no.
It's amazing. You, in Fallout 3, are a vault dweller. you are
Okay.
someone who was lucky because in the lead up to lucky is we'll go through that later. Before the war happened, a company called Vault-Tec built hundreds of vaults throughout the United States and potentially around the world. We don't really know. So you are in one of the vaults, and your father is a scientist in the vaults. Unfortunately, your mom dies during childbirth, and you grow up within the vault. And your father leaves one day because he just does. You don't know
Uh-oh.
why. So you go out into the apocalyptic wasteland, which is fortunately like the radiation levels are low enough that like people aren't mutating anymore. But yeah, you go into the wasteland, and so you begin your adventure, and you deal with raiders and these people called ghouls. And ghouls are the people who were unfortunate enough to be outside when the bombs dropped.
Uh-oh.
And some ghouls, which are basically like zombies, maintained their humanity, but unfortunately, like they have physical impacts, so they look like zombies. And
Okay.
then there's other ghouls, which are just mindless monsters now and are just killing machines.
Hmm.
And there's super mutants and there's mutated animals, and you're basically traversing the atomic wasteland trying to find your dad and find out what happens. But as you go through, you find cannibals and super mutants and
Gross.
the gross and horrifying reality of Vault-Tec and the other vaults. And it's a really cool, and there's like the Enclave and stuff that we would get into if we played it, because I don't want to give away too many spoilers. But it's a really cool critique on like the impacts of nuclear war and resource fighting and elitism and racism. Like it's a really neat series.
Hmm.
And one of my favorites.
Hmm. It
I know.
sounds disgusting and scary.
It's kind of gross. It's scary. It's not like I don't find it frightening. It really doesn't have much in the way of jump scares like any of the
But
others. Like it's
you
more
have
just like
monsters chasing you.
that is true. You do have to deal with monsters.
Yeah. And I'm not good at that.
Oh my god. So the next one I actually think is the one that you're most likely to choose. Although
Okay.
I love that you chose BioShock. I think it's a great option
Yeah.
as well. And obviously I would be happy playing any of these because these are my favorites. So this is from what I consider the greatest video game series of all time.
Okay.
And this game takes place right after Link has just, as the hero of time, just saved Hyrule from Ganondorf's attempted takeover in Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
And of course, the game I'm talking about is the iconic Majora's Mask. So the game starts off with Link and Epona and actually looking for Navi the fairy, who he spent all of Ocarina of Time with in the Lost Woods. And suddenly, out of nowhere, the Skull Kid, who doesn't actually look like a skull, he's just called Skull Kid because he's a skull mask normally.
Cool last name.
Yeah,
Nickname.
super cool, right? Iconic. He knocks Link off Epona and steals Epona.
Oh.
So you go chasing him further into the woods, and you find him as Link in this huge tree. And Skull Kid basically turns you into a Deku, which is like a little wood banam, and runs away. And he actually traps you in a room with one of his two fairy companions, because the fairy companion was basically like protesting how like he was behaving, and she's like, "This is too much. This is too far."
Okay.
So you and the fairy companion get the door open, and you follow him further and further into this huge, massive tree. And through its winding chasms and deeper into this cave that the roots open up into, you find yourselves at the bottom of this clock tower. And in the clock tower, you find this man who, if you play Ocarina of Time, you'll be familiar with because he was in Clocktown, named the Happy Mask Salesman. And the Happy Mask Salesman is someone who traveled all around Hyrule and the surrounding areas, basically selling masks and collecting masks. And he tells you something terrifying. The Skull Kid has stolen from him this thing called Majora's Mask. And Majora's Mask is this cursed, incredibly powerful object that could bring destruction to the entire world.
Uh-oh.
I know, big uh-oh. So he bequeaths you to please get the mask back from the Skull Kid, and if you do so, he'll turn you back into a human from the Steku scrub. So you have no choice but to agree, because what else are you going to do? So you leave the clock tower and you find yourself in the world of Termina, which is a land adjacent, I guess, to Hyrule Kingdom. But all is not well in Termina. When you look up at the sky, you see the moon, which has this horrifying look on its face, is getting closer and closer and closer to the Earth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, big O. So you basically spend 3 days looking for the Skull Kid, and you confront him on the top of the clock tower, and you manage to get back from him this incredibly powerful artifact that Zelda gave you, called the Ocarina of Time. And for those of you who played Ocarina of Time, you know this is a magical instrument that can do all sorts of things, including control time. And as soon as you pick it up, you get this memory from Zelda saying that if anything happens, she's with you, and that to play the Song of Time if you have to, and you do. And suddenly, time starts rewinding, and the moon, which was just crash into the world, destroying it, is no longer that close. And you find yourself standing at the entrance to the clock tower 3 days in the past.
Oh.
Go back right? So you go back inside to find the Happy Mask Salesman, who actually told you that if you can get back the item that was stolen, or get back your ocarina, you can he can help you. So he turns you back into your human form, and he's devastated because you didn't get the mask back. And you basically spend the rest of the game going through Termina, which has gone through some really horrifying and scary things, repeating the same 3 days, doing different to save the world. And there's this like sense of urgency and dread because you know the moon's going to destroy the. And throughout it, you go through, you do different things with them, and everyone's life has this like creepy and dread-filled undertone. And it's really like it's so wonderful. And I don't want to give too many things away because there's so much that if you guys haven't played this game yet, I mean, it came out in the 90s, or no, it came out in 2000 maybe. But you guys really should play it. It's incredible. It's truly an achievement. Obviously, guys, please know if you're gonna play this, we're gonna play Ocarina of Time first, which also has its own creepy things like the well and the Shadow Temple, which I would go into later. But it's truly an achievement.
Okay.
So what do you think, Steph?
I'm torn. I like the water one, and then this one.
Well, we do have a friendship that extends the test of time. We can play multiple ones.
Can we?
Okay.
Let's start with the Zelda one.
Okay, sounds good.
Since I'm a pro at Zelda.
We'll play Ocarina of Time first because it's important context.
Okay.
And then we'll play Majora's Mask after.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
Just in time for lockdown.
Yeah. Okay, which of the games do you think sounded scariest?
The water one for me, or the fire one.
Yeah.
Silent Hill or water.
Cool. I think you're gonna like it. I'm really excited.
Okay. Me too. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so that was like what I was covering today. I hope it's interesting for you guys. I love video games, and I think video games have like a creepy undertone. So if there are any that like maybe I missed, you want me to talk about, please let me know.
No, it's a fun subject. And I like that's not what we would typically cover.
Yeah.
We're giving you something unique.
Yeah, exactly. We can do it all, ladies and gents and babies.
Alrighty. You ready? Timing wise, are we good, or we need to do another one?
No, we're all good because we're recording remotely.
Okay. I don't remember the rules.
That's okay. So for those of you that are getting into podcasting, it's super fun. But B, if you're recording remotely with Anchor, which is what we use to capture our audio when we're not together, it has a half-hour time limit in person, which is why we use Audacity when we're in person. But if you're going remotely, you have no time limit, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
I think so.
Very handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anchor is fun.
Anchor is fun. Thank you, Anchor.
Yes. Alrighty. I have we are going to Republic Dominican for my
Oh.
story. You're going exotic.
Ooh.
So I am covering Siquapus. Have
Ooh.
you? Yeah. So this is a Dominican folklore. And Ciguapas are nocturnal creatures that resemble small human females. But they're not human.
I figured not.
So if ever you do happen to see one, they would typically they have this dark brown skin or dark blue skin, long, silky, dark hair that covers their body, which is usually always naked.
Oh,
So they're little,
scandalous.
I know, they're fun.
Flirtatious. I love it.
Beautiful dark eyes. And one thing of note about Ciguapas is their feet. Their feet are actually backwards.
That would be a good tell that something is amiss.
And on top of the feet not facing the right way, they don't speak like humans. So they communicate through vocalizations like whining.
Okay.
So, yeah. So if you do see a Siquapa, unfortunately, it is a symbol of death.
Uh-oh.
So try not to see them. Uh, and they will normally they inhabit the mountains in Republic Dominican, and they're in wooded areas. So Siquapas are basically these beautiful but cruel creatures, and they really like to lure man to their deaths.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically, they're known to hunt farmers and travelers in the wood at night. So they would kind of let them see them, and then the men obviously see this beautiful naked woman who's like, hey, 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 follow me.
Hey.
Hey. And they end up following them. The second they get close enough to look into their eyes, they instantly become bewitched and just will do whatever. Being mesmerized, they'll just do whatever. They'll follow the Siquapa to wherever she goes. And if the bewitching is necessary, because if you're close enough to see that her feet are not facing the right way, you're close enough to realize that something is wrong. So by bewitching them, they won't leave.
Oh, God.
And Siquapas will appear to their chosen victim. They appear like the most beautiful thing to be on the face of the planet. But if you're not their chosen victim, they're horrendously ugly. So they're the nastiest thing you have ever seen.
So they really only want to attract their chosen victim.
Yeah, that's all they do. So they're basically like the sirens of the land.
Okay. Does their
Anyway.
name mean like so beautiful, or?
I'm not sure. I can Google it.
Because like guapa was like pretty or beautiful. Yeah, because your Spanish is better than mine.
Siquapa meaning. They don't really talk about the meaning from what I can like quickly see.
That's okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, it would make sense because guapa is beautiful. So
yeah, so cool.
Yeah. So one way that they get their victims is that they get their victim. So they appear to them, let them follow them, and like by sight, follow them into the forest, and then they tend to disappear. But the victims will start following their footsteps.
Uh-oh.
But as we remember, their feet are facing the wrong way. So that means that they follow footsteps where the creature didn't go, and then they just eventually get lost deep into the woods. So by being lost in the woods, then they become isolated enough where the Siquapa can eventually go into the getting their victim. The Siquapas will there's two types of fate you can get from meeting one, and if you're their chosen victim. Option A, they will have intercourse with you and then kill you.
Nice.
Yeah. Option B, they will enslave you to meet their carnal needs from ever on until they are tired of you.
Death by
and they
snake
will
snail.
kill you after. Yeah. So there are two ways if you do not want to be a victim, but you want to capture one.
Okay.
There is, well, not two ways. There's one way to do it. So to capture Siquapua, you need to go while there's a full moon out, and you need to have a black and white polydactyl dog to track them.
Okay.
And once the dog, that's all from what I researched, that's all they said.
Okay. Get dog.
So,
Dog with many toes. Perfect.
and that's apparently the way to go about it. I don't know if it works. In the articles, it didn't say anything.
It's just like, it's easy. It's like, yes, you found that dog. Okay. Okay. Whatever you want.
Go when there's a full moon, get that black and white polydactyl dog, and apparently they can track them.
Jesus. Okay.
Well,
Lewis and Milo are out.
So that is so the legend of the Siquapa is basically used to teach children not to play in the woods and wander off on their own, because if they do, they'll go caught and finito.
Jesus. Also, I feel like it like takes catfishing to the extreme.
I mean, men could just leave them alone.
Well, yeah. Obviously.
Mind your business.
Yeah. Don't follow women around.
How about that? Don't follow naked women around in the forest.
Yeah, leave her be.
Yeah.
She's probably a witch doing some chill stuff.
It's her choice.
Yeah, man.
So that is the story of the Siquapas.
I love it.
It's a fun one.
It's creepy.
Imagine you like look down and you see like the feet being like, ugh.
And get him, sister.
Gross.
Little backwards feeties.
Yeah.
Lewis, you're the only man I would be okay with following me at nighttime. Puppy boy. Yeah. Okay, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Just like
for the next one?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. I'm excited that we're back. We're at it. Weekly content for you guys.
Back in action, bitches.
We are also, so I am slowly putting our episodes onto YouTube.
Yeah, you got a bunch up, didn't you?
Yeah, I have episode 1 to 4 with the first keyboard campfire. So we are going to start posting our stuff on there. Obviously, if you're listening to us not on YouTube, then this doesn't matter, but maybe you'll prefer to listen on YouTube. So we are there. Right now we're doing the like audiograms, but eventually to get the equipment to do it, to record. But that's going to be like once COVID calms down, because going in person, remote is,
oh my god, it's
hard work.
It really is.
So that's happening. And what else? Oh, you can now leave us rate us on Spotify.
Yeah.
So so basically if you any podcast that you listen to, you can just go to their main page and you can click on the stars, and obviously only give us 5 stars.
Otherwise Steph will cry.
Exactly.
And I'll have to deal with it. And so will Milo.
Yes. Well, Milo doesn't care.
That is true. That is absolutely accurate. Milo is just doing what he wants.
Yeah. So rate us on Spotify, leave us a review on Apple. You can also leave us a review on Facebook, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can. Also, tell a friend to listen to us.
Yeah.
Everyone shares us with one friend. You too can make a difference and make us infect other people with our nonsense.
Yeah, and go follow our Twitter so we can be more than 11.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Get it together. Anyways. All right, guys.
See you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Creepy Vibes Only. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Creepy Vibes Only Podcast. And you can send us an email at cvopodcast@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen, download our episodes, and please leave us a review, ideally a really nice one. Thanks for vibing and keeping it creepy with us. We will see you next week. Bye!